Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news on a tractor-trailer crash. An 18-wheeler caught fire and spilled marble across I-85. What caused this crash on the bridge over Falls Lake?
And more breaking news out of Washington overnight. 2 staff members of Israel's embassy were killed. What happened outside the Capitol Jewish Museum overnight?
And our cold front has passed by and delivered some gorgeous weather for us. Feeling very comfortable this morning, but it may not last through the holiday weekend. I'll show you when some rain returns.
And the Canes will try again. After dropping Game 1 to the Florida Panthers Tuesday, the Canes have an extremely important game at the Lenovo Center tonight. Details of Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final. We know how critical home ice advantage is, and we hope they can capitalize on it. Canes, you've got this. And for all the early risers here at 6 o'clock, you've got this as well. We'll get your Thursday started. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Thanks for making us part of your routine here. The Canes need some urgency tonight. Like folks out there watching have urgency every morning just to get up and get out and get going. That's what we're here for. And Elizabeth Gardner over in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. First off, there's a little cloud cover there.
A little bit. You know, I keep seeing it here and there. There was some earlier over at Carr Lake, and it's cleared now. Chapel Hill just started to get a little bit socked in. But when we take a look at the visibility, it doesn't look bad across our area. No, we did have some rain yesterday, so it's possible that you'd see some low cloud cover and fog. Obviously, we're seeing it here in Chapel Hill. It is 61 degrees, so feeling nice and cool. And you can see the yellow shaded areas, especially some of our northern counties would have a better chance of some fog, but it's likely to burn off also very quickly. Temperatures are in the mid-50s to low 60s this morning, so feeling much cooler than yesterday. And it could be a bit breezy this afternoon with some gusts out of the northwest at about 25 to maybe 30 miles per hour. Nice afternoon. High temperatures in the low 80s. We'll see lots of sunshine today, feeling very comfortable with that low humidity. And that continues all the way until late Sunday. But late Sunday into Monday, starting to look a little wetter. We'll walk through that coming up, Ken.
At 6:01, Elizabeth, happening now, that breaking news that we've been reporting on since we've been on the air, this situation right here on the Durham-Granville County line. We just got the word from Ali Kadlabar that all lanes are reopened, but we're still seeing the lingering delays in those northbound lanes. We'll keep an eye on it and have a live report coming up. Let's bring it back to Wake County, give you a live look at I-40 and Avon Ferry Road traffic flowing nicely in all directions. And really, that's the case in all major routes from Wendell to Raleigh-Durham, Chapel Hill. You're getting ready to head out the door. We got you covered. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
And that breaking news we've been following in the overnight hours. Thousands of pounds of marble spilled across I-85 and a tractor trailer caught on fire after crashing. Ali Kadlubar is in the WRAL breaking news tracker near the Falls Lake Bridge. It's right at the Durham-Granville County line. Ali, that bridge now completely reopened just a few minutes ago. It's been a long cleanup.
Yes, a long cleanup. Exactly right, Jeff. As you can see behind me, traffic, as you just mentioned, flowing as normal. And we haven't seen this in a few hours. A lot of time since this crash first happened. We want to take you to that scene just hours ago, around 1 a.m. this morning, from our WRAL breaking news tracker. You can see heavy machinery picking up all of the thousands of pounds of marble on north and southbound lanes of I-85 on Falls Lake Bridge. Now, this all started when an 18-wheeler going southbound on I-85 blew a tire, hit the guardrail, then the cab of the 18-wheeler caught on fire. It spilled its load of thousands of pounds of marble on both north and southbound lanes. Now, this caused a backup as officers shut down the bridge. Drivers were at a standstill for hours. A drunk driver also caused a secondary crash. Highway Patrol on the scene tells us that the drunk driver caused a 4-vehicle pileup. Luckily, there were only minor injuries. As for the driver of the 18-wheeler, he left the scene with no injuries. Now, we have been speaking to Highway Patrol officers all morning. They say there was damage to that guardrail. We are going to keep you updated on if there's any other cleanup happening on that bridge. But for now, we can see traffic flowing as normal on north and southbound lanes, a relief for many drivers who make this commute. Reporting in Granville, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
And we're following some breaking news in the WRAL Live Center. 2 people are dead, 5 others hurt after a crash there just before midnight. This is the area where it happened, Camden Road and Oakland Avenue, just west of I-95. The crash happened about 11:50. Troopers say 2 cars were involved. 2 women died in this crash. 4 others were seriously hurt, including one who was flown to a hospital in Chapel Hill. Another person has minor injuries. The road did reopen around 5 o'clock this morning. Troopers say they are investigating the crash, but they do not expect any charges to be filed in this.
New overnight from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker, a motorcycle rider is seriously hurt after a crash. This happened just before midnight in southern Wake County on NC 42 near Rock Service Station Road. Now here in this video, you can see the motorcycle badly damaged. Troopers say it hit a minivan hauling a trailer.
And breaking developments in a deadly shooting outside the Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C. Just before 4 a.m., the Israeli embassy identified the 2 Israeli embassy staff members as Yaron Lachinsky and Sarah Milgram. Lachinsky recently bought a ring and planned to propose to Milgram. Investigators say Elias Rodriguez shot the pair and then shouted, "Free, free Palestine," then waited for police. U.S. and Israeli officials condemned the attack. President Trump called it a despicable act of hatred, while Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said his heart ached for the families of the victims.
A college student from Massachusetts pleaded guilty to hacking sensitive information in public schools in North Carolina. Prosecutors say 19-year-old Matthew Lane was at the center of the Power School hack. Court documents claim the hacker planned to commit cyber extortion by threatening to share the stolen data unless a ransom was paid. Power School said in January it paid a ransom to a hacker and watched the data be deleted via video.
There is a possibility that this data is out there, either in the hands of the original hacker or potentially if they've shared it with other people who might have it.
We've reached out to the suspected hacker's attorney and we're waiting to hear back. Students and staff affected by the data breach have until July 31st to enroll in free identity protection and credit monitoring, which is being paid for by Power School.
Carolina Hurricanes will take the ice at the Lenovo Center tonight for Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final. And WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is there early for this matchup. Team will have a lot of pressure on it going into tonight. Losing one at home Tuesday, can't drop another one, Kelsey.
Yes, Jeff, Canes fans are hoping for a comeback. So this morning we are in the eye of the hurricane, and the Lenovo Center here will be a packed house tonight. We'll show you some video now from Game 1. The Panthers came to Raleigh and got the jump from the start. They went up 2-0 in the first period and went on to a 5-2 win. The Canes have not won an Eastern Conference final game since 2009. They're hoping to break that losing streak tonight. We spoke with Canes fans in downtown Raleigh about how they're feeling heading into Game 2. They have their fingers crossed for a win, so you'll hear from one of those Caniacs coming up in the next half hour. Head coach Rod Brendamore and select players will speak this morning ahead of the game at 11 o'clock, so you can watch that on WRAL.com. Puck drop is tonight at 8 here at the Lenovo Center. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And then after the game, after every Canes playoff game during the Stanley Cup run, you can get exclusive insights and expert analysis here on WRAL. Canes exclusive post-game live airs 11:25 tonight.
A plan to place a toll on part of Capitol Boulevard is one step closer to happening. The Capital Area Metropolitan Planning Authority voted to have the DOT and Turnpike Authority move forward with the toll plan. It also wants a deeper study about other forms of transportation along the corridor and how to keep traffic off neighborhood streets. Raleigh City Council previously approved a plan to turn Capitol Boulevard into a toll road from 540 to the Franklin County line. Construction would begin in 2027. It would take about 6 years to complete.
Violent crime is up in Durham, but the city is seeing fewer shootings overall. Durham Police Department will present its latest crime numbers to City Council today. New data in the first quarter crime report shows homicides went from 6 in the first quarter of 2024 to 9 in 2025. The department is solving a significant number of cases, though, more than doubling its clearance rate compared to last year. Youth crime offenses have also increased.
A man accused of killing his mother is expected to make his first court appearance today in Durham. Alexander Glenn Jr. is charged with first-degree murder. Police were called to a disturbance last week. Stephanie McCoy and her son were arguing. Glenn left the home while officers were still there. Deputies were later called again and found McCoy dead. Glenn is in jail without bond.
Starting pay for Raleigh's 911 call takers could go up 17% under a proposed city budget. If it's approved, starting employees would make more than $49,000. That brings starting pay closer to the 2024 national median salary. That's according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Feedback on the budget revealed people in at least 3 districts say operator pay should be a priority. A public hearing on that budget is June 3rd.
In Durham County, commissioners are making a plan on how to spend your tax dollars. Today, they have a work session on the budget. The board is looking to identify priority spending areas for 2025 and 2026. You can share your feedback with the board online now.
10 after 6, right now on your Thursday. Health hazard investigation. The federal probe into Poe Hall will start again. What this means to students and families potentially affected by cancer-causing chemicals in that building.
Dangerous baby swings. A warning has been issued about a line of infant sleep swings. How these Amazon items break safety laws.
Check out Franklinton. Beautiful sunrise and a refreshing start to the day after yesterday's front. Our next weather maker comes for part of the holiday weekend. I'll show you when you can expect to see some rain.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
614. Take a look at Chapel Hill. This is the only camera that I'm seeing in our huge camera network right now that is foggy, but you might run into some patches like this. We did have some rain yesterday, and in the areas that had a bit more rain, you have the potential for some fog this morning, especially you can see the yellow shaded areas. It's mostly going to be in our northern or western counties, but it is definitely not widespread. The wind will start to pick up a little later on today, and that will dissipate a lot of the clouds that are hanging around, and even though they're not that many. Our winds will be gusting 20, 25, almost 30 miles per hour this afternoon. So a little blustery for us. It's nice and cool this morning. 50s in Holly Springs and Roxborough. It's 59 in Cary, 60 in Garner, 62 in Goldsboro. So real comfortable start this morning. Heading out the door, with temperatures in the 50s, you might want a light jacket heading out. And then, of course, this afternoon, it's going to be really, really nice for getting out and doing some exercise. Our high will be a warm 81, but the humidity stays low. Coming up, we're going to talk about a partially fabulous and a partially wet holiday weekend, Ken.
I like that. All right. Hey, listen, at the top of the broadcast, we told you about that situation on I-85 near the Granville County line. The good news to report, all lanes are reopened right near Redwood Road. So if you're heading out of town, getting an early start, maybe heading up to D.C. or so, all free and clear this morning. We're getting reports of some type of debris in the roadway at Dixie Trail and Wade Avenue. Right now, we're not seeing any delays in that area, so stands to reason that it's probably off to the side of the road. If you're navigating I-40 this morning, whether you're coming in from Johnston County, maybe the southern loop of the Beltline, even Wade Avenue, all delay-free at this hour. You're getting ready to head out the door. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
A fire that destroyed a historic black church in Tennessee was the work of an arsonist. That's the finding of the Memphis Police Department and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Flames raced through Claiborne Temple April 28th. Police released several pictures of a person who may have been involved. The church was the site of significant activities during the civil rights era. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. spoke there shortly before his assassination in 1968.
This afternoon, we expect to get an update on the bombing attack on a fertility clinic in Palm Springs, California. The staff will also share its plans moving forward. American Reproductive Centers is working to finalize a temporary fertility clinic near its Palm Springs office. Despite the devastation, staffers have already resumed work, although actual IVF procedures are on hold until the business secures the necessary licenses.
The investigation into a potential cancer cluster at NC State's Poe Hall will start again. More than 225 people have reported to WRAL they developed cancer after spending time in that building. The federal probe is now resuming after last month the university said it was due to federal budget cuts. Now, families and students say they are happy the investigation is moving forward.
people were a bit defeated after finding out about Pole Hall, the PCBs, and the closure of the building. So it's definitely nice that they're taking it seriously for students that have been here now and for families of people that have been affected.
NC State has not provided a timeline on how long the investigation will take.
And breaking right now in the WRAL Live Center out of Chatham County, we are learning a suspect is in custody after a 9-hour standoff in Bear Creek. Chatham County deputies did take a man into custody following an officer-involved shooting. Here's what we know. The incident began around 3:30 in the afternoon yesterday. Deputies responded to Lambert Chapel Road to serve an involuntary commitment order. While deputies were outside talking with family members, the man was firing shots from a trailer that was on the property. Over the next couple of hours, that man began firing, continued firing. They say hundreds of rounds of ammunition were fired. The standoff lasted about 9 hours, ended shortly after midnight. That man was shot and taken to the hospital. He is conscious and alert. They are not releasing his name right now because of the investigation. No deputies or bystanders were hurt in any of this. The SBI is investigating.
Michelle, thanks. The Consumer Product Safety Commission is warning caregivers to immediately stop using certain infant swings that could cause serious injury or death. Quiric infant swings are marketed for infant sleep, but have an incline angle greater than 10 degrees. That violates the Safe Sleep for Babies Act and the federal infant sleep products rule. The items were sold online at Amazon from October 2023 through November 2024.
It is the end of an era here at WRAL. After 32 years, Deborah Morgan has anchored her last newscast. She thanked viewers and the community for welcoming her into their homes for more than 3 decades. A few tears were shed, but we are so excited for Deborah and her next chapter. And her final newscast. After that, a packed house of WRAL greats, past and present, wished Deborah the best.
This has been every single ounce of me for 40 years, and I will miss it, so I will miss all of you.
Oh, we will miss her immensely and all her passion and compassion. And tonight she'll be honored at the Carolina Hurricanes game because Deborah will be sounding the siren tonight. Maybe that's what they need.
She'll be a good luck charm for sure. Yeah, yesterday the WRAL family gathered to celebrate Deborah after her final newscast here on the air. And it was such a wonderful WRAL reunion. Elizabeth, Jeff, Ken, we were all there to celebrate her. That may be the reason why we're a little bleary-eyed, but it was worth it, wasn't it? It was so beautiful.
It was incredible to see the amount of people, and not just all the people that we worked with, you know, over the decades, but all the people in the community that she's touched. She does so much charity work, if you didn't know, and they were all there too. And so it was a wonderful celebration of Deborah. It's just hard to believe that that was her last newscast. So I'm very excited for her next chapter. It's a pretty start out there this morning. Fayetteville, Raleigh, Apex, all sunny, but we've been showing the Chapel Hill camera, and you can see there's still a little bit of low cloud cover, a little fog there. So it's not widespread, as you can see. Our next weather maker is going to be high pressure that builds in and brings us some beautiful weather for the next several days. Yesterday's cold front is gone, and we've opened the door to just a lovely several days. But you know how it goes. It's not going to last forever. We'll see a front that stalls over us on Sunday night, leading us to a fairly wet day on Monday, Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday. So this is what we'll be watching as we get into the holiday weekend. This is a look at our long-range model, and this is Friday at 8 p.m. So Friday looks nice and dry. Same thing on Saturday. Friday and Saturday look gorgeous. There's Saturday at 5 p.m. Temperatures are going to be in the 70s. But then Sunday, watch how we start to see some rain pushing in late in the day. That's 5 o'clock, and then rain overnight and rain on Monday. That's 5 p.m. on Monday. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to rain all day. We give it another day or so, and we'll start to get into the high-resolution models that'll help us time out that rainfall a little bit better. But definitely the times to watch out for will be late Sunday afternoon and evening, and then into the day Monday, and that trend continues into next week. But check out these temperatures, 70s Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So really feeling great. We'll see an increase in moisture, obviously, as we get into a better chance of rain Sunday and Monday, but our humidity stays nice and low before that. As a matter of fact, I'll show you just how great it's going to feel coming up in just a bit. Ken?
All right, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. I told you about that road debris that I've been seeing now on Dixie Trail and Wade Avenue. It's a situation that's really not causing any problems for you, as you can see from the sensors this morning, but I just thought you should know about it because actually that's part of my morning commute, so I'm very familiar with that area, and I'm sure you are too. Hey, this is a situation that we're seeing right now to the east of Raleigh. You can see those southbound lanes of 64 coming in from Zebulon this morning. That's a usual trouble spot that we see anyway. Always remember you have that Highway 96 as that alternate route. For those of you navigating I-40 this morning, is all delay-free at this hour. Listen, traffic is constantly changing, so tune us in on the radio, getting ready to head into your car, 101.5 HD3.
Helping hurricane victims. Today, state lawmakers plan to vote on a new request for Helene relief. How this amount differs from the governor's latest request.
No charges for troopers. A chase, a crash, and a Wake County man is dead. Why the district attorney says a poor decision is not a criminal decision.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Tom Hanks is stepping back into the spotlight, this time on the New York stage.
And Kim Kardashian is celebrating a milestone in her law studies. Ken Smith here now. What's trending, Ken?
All right, Jeff and Renee, let's start with the reality star, Kim Kardashian, officially graduating from her 4-year law office study program. She shared yesterday's backyard graduation ceremony in a series of videos on her Instagram story.
Yeah, Kim says the program took her 6 years instead of 4 years because of COVID and work. And rather than attending law school, she followed a path that only California and 3 other U.S. states offer, and that's to qualify for the bar by apprenticing with a practicing lawyer or judge. She didn't graduate from college, and she has yet to take the bar, but Kim the lawyer soon, perhaps.
Why not? Interesting route, yeah.
All right. Her dad is an attorney, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Tom Hanks trending this morning. He will star in off-Broadway play This World of Tomorrow. He co-wrote it with James Glossman. The play is based on Hanks' 2017 short story collection. It blends science fiction, romance, and history.
He plays a scientist who travels back in time in search of love, but he found his way back to the stage. It's been more than 10 years since he's been on that.
Wow.
Love anything Tom Hanks is
Right?
Elizabeth.
All right, beautiful start out there this morning. Our temperatures are nice and cool. Later this afternoon, it's likely to be fairly breezy as we usher in a nice, cool, dry air mass for the first part of the weekend. Then it will end up a bit wet. I'll show you when the rain comes back.
And breaking news on this fiery truck crash as crews remove thousands of pounds of marble that spilled onto I-85. The traffic backups that crash caused this morning.
Tracking crime. New data from Durham Police shows violent crime is up. What the department is sharing about cases solved and youth offenses.